In this lecture, we will be examining the California Gold Rush and its effects on American history. James W. Marshall was an employee of noted Sacramento pioneer John Sutter, and one day he found a piece of glistening metal in the discharged water of a lumber mill being built on the American River. Sutter's mill is located about 35 miles northeast of present-day Sacramento, California. This discovery of gold incidentally occurred just 10 days before the signing of the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo on February 2nd of 1848, the treaty that ended the hostilities in the Mexican-American War. Had news of the discovery of gold happened just a few weeks sooner, the Mexican government might not have signed the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo, and the history of the American Southwest might be very different today. This map shows the locations of the principal gold deposits in California. Most of the gold discovered in the decades after the beginning of the gold rush came from north central California. 49ers is a term used to describe people who moved to California in search of gold or opportunity as a result of the gold rush. Early on, the term was something of a pejorative or a negative connotation used to distinguish between newcomers and people who'd been in the region much longer. Few of these 49ers made much money prospecting, and very, very few got rich from the act of looking for gold. Most of those who became wealthy did so by providing goods and services to the miners. By 1849, there were over 90,000 people in California. The pre-rush population was approximately 35,000 people, so a gain of 55,000 people in a little over a year. By 1855, though, there were over 300,000 people in California. In the city of San Francisco, by 1870, there were 150,000 residents, whereas the city had less than 1,000 residents before gold was discovered. The sudden influx of prospectors led to a distinct gender imbalance, as by 1850, California was 92% male. Immigrants arrived in California from all over the world, but it was Chinese immigrants who made one of the most important contributions to ethnic diversity in California, and later were significantly stigmatized. In this chart, we can see the change over time of gold production in the United States. On the far left, you can see that U.S. gold production was nearly non-existent prior to 1850, while that number jumped to over 100 metric tons of gold produced in the U.S. shortly after 1850. This is annual production, by the way. The image here depicts an advertisement from 1852 touting a quick trip to California. This was an era prior to the Panama Canal, and the voyage took many weeks. You can see, perhaps you can see, this image is a bit washed out. 35 days this particular trip took to get to San Francisco. The image also underscores the idea that the people who became wealthiest in the gold rush were those who provided goods and services to the treasure-seeking migrants. California, due to this population boom, moved from the status of territory to state in just 3 years. California was transformed almost overnight from a little-known and sparsely populated U.S. territory into a place that was the source of dreams for millions of people, something like a paradise on earth in the minds of many mid-19th century people. The sudden arrival of hundreds of thousands of people also sparked an agricultural boom, helping thousands of California farmers become wealthy. The gradual disintegration of Native American groups in the region accelerated, and the Indian population fell from approximately 150,000 Native Americans in 1830 to less than 30,000 by 1870. Anti-foreigner sentiments significantly escalated, especially against groups such as the Chinese, people of Latin American origin. The sudden influx of gold into markets brought significant changes to the U.S. economy. The flood of gold stimulated both U.S. and international economies. California gold dramatically increased the monetary supply and liquidity in the U.S. Wall Street emerged as an international center of capital due to the tremendous wealth concentrated there after the gold rush. There was an almost immediate push for a transcontinental railroad network, an idea that had largely been an idle dream before the discovery of gold in California.